Please look at the BJP today. It's Congress hi karan. You go into assembly tomorrow, look up. ये तो कांग्रेस का है, तो कांग्रेस का है, तो कांग्रेस का है. वही कांग्रेस वाले बड़े. And India rejected Congress for the new change they wanted. Change has not happened. The same people are there. Look at my own constituency. My MLAs are all ex-Congress with Kamal right now. I am by nature not a very ambitious person. कि मुझे भी ये ब्रिज बांधना है, मुझे भी ये करना है, I want to be in power. Power doesn't attract me as much as it attracts some people. I am happy. I am trained in the opposition.
How was the fight with Sunetra? How did you?
For me personally, it was very difficult because I am a very emotional person. The first AI lab for agriculture is in Baramati, in the country, and Satya Nadal tweeted about it. Elon Musk retweeted it. So we are very advancedly working on AI in agriculture, and I hope we'll give some very, very good results.
ये इलेक्शन के लिए कुछ और पॉलिसी होता है, इलेक्शन के बाद कुछ और होता है. लड़की बहन ले आए, वोट बटोर लिया, then you shortchange the public. I mean, how fair is that? And now this is so visible, but then by the time the next election comes, this will be forgotten. That's the problem.
You know what happens? Since they can't win states, that's why they bring party.
You have friends in
I pay my
Bollywood,
taxes.
you
so
have
what?
friends in the corporate
You won't
world,
see photographs.
but you
of
are
that
always
sort.
seen in your attires, in your.
Because I hold my own. Doesn't care to hoots for money or power. She's a very proud woman. Imagine to be married to that man and to have such a quiet life and an identity of your own for a larger than life man. It's not easy. Because the way she's kept her dignity, not because she's my mother, but she's kept it very strict. Nobody dare go into her space. Everybody here who's a Maharashtrian is overjoyed. But unke koi do bhai nahi ek aur hai. But just the essence that a large political family is coming together for Maharashtra's pride is making all Maharashtrians happy.
I want to ask you, what is NCP's position in this whole language debate? I mean, only yesterday you had these terrible instances again of people being slapped for not speaking
First of all,
Marathi.
withdrawing, I don't think it's strategic. It's a U-turn of a decision. If I as a leader and authority have to take a decision back, that doesn't make me a superstar. It's a decision I have taken as a competent authority of the state. And if I have to withdraw it, that means something is wrong in it, buddy. It's not a master stroke at all.
The RSS General Secretary, Bosbale, openly demanded that the words secular and socialist should be dropped from the preamble because he said this was not there in the constitution framed by Dr. Baba Sahib. So Congress has interpolated these two words. So they should be deleted. What is your take on this?
You know, to be honest, Arun Jaitley ji used to always say that आप लोग दिखाना बंद कर दिए, ये लोग बोलना बंद करेंगे.
I welcome Supriya Sule to Leaders Lounge. This is a platform where we talk to parliamentarians, leaders of various states at the national and state level, and I welcome you for joining us and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Supriya, I would like to begin by asking you this, that in the recent events that we have seen, one of the most refreshing things that one witnessed are members of the ruling party and opposition together making an international outreach of which you were part of. I mean, we haven't seen a Nishikant Dubey and an Anurag Singh Thakur sitting next to Supriya Sule making the same pitch. How was that experience and what was your takeaway from that experience?
Well, just let me put the record straight that Anurag and Nishikant are both my very dear friends. So even if we have very strong political differences, personally we've been friends for a very long time because more or less we all came into parliament at the same time. And I think in a vibrant democracy, personal relationships really have to be maintained. I still come from the old school of thought. So I feel that a dialogue is a must. We have to agree to disagree. So I don't find it as refreshing as you do because I've led that life my entire life, and this is not the first time it's happened. Even when Narasimha Rao ji was the Prime Minister, such delegations right up to Atal ji as the opposition face has led delegations. So this is not the first time it's
But in
happened.
Modi era, we haven't seen that happen very often. The
That
hostilities
is,
are...
that's probably the right
That's why it's
statement.
refreshing.
In this last 11 years, something like this has not happened. But clearly, I mean, I'm very grateful to the Honourable Prime Minister for having faith in allowing us to lead. It was an opportunity of a lifetime. and the faith that he showed in us that we were capable of leading a delegation, because it was a lot of responsibility. I mean, I'll admit with full humility that I was on the edge for all the 11 days, because it was an all-party delegation. We were there as Indians, so we had to make sure we were all aligned and we were all rowing in the same direction. No body language or no misunderstanding or miscommunication was accepted by me, by the entire team, and I was responsible for all their actions. So if we did well, I'm responsible. If we did badly also, I'm responsible. So I have to take the good and bad both of it. So it was a great learning for me. It was very interesting. I was very, very fortunate to be with people who I'm very comfortable with over the years. So
but you are giving credit, Bala. Please note that there is a big credit that is being given to Mr. Modi ji.
Of course, I have to,
because he has galvanized this.
Of course, you have to. Dekho, you know, you cannot just go after something very. How do I tell you? Like forget only not just the Prime Minister. I have praised on the floor of the House Ashwini Vaishnav ji. I always praise MEA, because MEA genuinely helps my every case. Every time somebody from my constituency is stuck somewhere internationally and I have a problem, I tweet to them and the MEA comes out of its way to help me, is my experience. So I on the floor of the House thank Dr. Jaikrishnan.
I want to ask you one follow-up question to this before Bala takes his questions, is that your tone, tenor towards the BJP seems to have softened. Am I right? Because why I'm saying this is because if I look at your speeches before 2024, your I would say message was very strongly against the BJP. You would call them a party with a washing machine, and you have really targeted them for misusing the agencies in parliament. Somehow now, and even now, I find as if you have softened your stance. Is my observation correct? And Bala will also ask you more on that.
That's an election year. 24 was an election year.
Okay.
Now in 28 you will see the same aggression. The whole point is, it's not about aggression of it. You know, you have to, how do I explain this to you? When you talk about policy, like I'm on the one nation, one election. I'm totally for it, but I know it's not going to happen. I'm on the select committee of income tax. We are trying our best to come up with a bill which goes unanimously, because it's in the larger interest of, this is policy making. This is not about UPA versus NDA. The same thing about Operation Sindoor. We were very, very clear that, just imagine, I'm overseas, sitting in Ethiopia, defending India, and here my party is speaking against the government. What logic does it make? The India Alliance was upset with me personally, because I said I cannot sign that letter. But the reason I was not signing the letter, I was overseas and Congress was with me. I had two Congress senior leaders, Manish Tiwari ji, who's one of the finest talent we have, and we had Anand Sharma ji, who's also such a senior leader, both on my delegation defending India. And how can I sign a letter here saying start a session? And we had, Mr. Pawar had taken a very clear sign that till Operation Sindoor is on, we will not debate Operation Sindoor. Because you remember what happened in the Pakistan Assembly, Parliament. They debated it and the whole world used it against.
That's true.
Why would you do that? These are international issues. It's not about compromising with anybody. It's what you do first. First, if you're doing something internationally, you cannot go out of your country. I'm of that opinion. That whoever the Prime Minister, whoever in government, you can't go outside overseas and talk ill about your government.
That was
whatever it is, this is here. And Operation Sindoor was an emotional issue for us. And policy, I've objected to every policy that this government has come up with. So 24 was an election year. Do they have a washing machine? Of course they did. I've just gone after them on that Badguzar that they have taken. I mean, I'm in shock. And you know, let me tell you honestly, I am always opposing BJP, but in every speech of mine, I've always praised Sushma Swaraj, Arun Jaitley, because these were tall leaders who we learned what parliament ethics are. How do you conduct yourself in parliament? The way we learnt it from Chidambaram ji, Sonia ji, Pranab Mukherjee ji, these were the tall leaders from the UPA. There was NDA also, which was one of the most dignified opposition. So, अच्छे को अच्छा बोलना चाहिए. If Jaishankar ji is helping my constituency and Ashwini Vaishnav ji is helping my constituency, why should I not show gratitude? Why should I say, but I do fight with him. When there is an accident, Supriya Sule does ask for his resignation. So what you have to do is, in a vibrant democracy, You can't just go bitterly after this, and that's the new narrative that has set in India. It's just so unfortunate. Politics was never so, I wouldn't say rigid, it's become a little negative.
Toxic.
Yeah, toxic is probably the right word. And the whole thing is, I'm also old school of thought. I never say 70 saal mein kuch nahi hua, 70 saal mein, I'm not born in some dark, there was no snake charmers on the road when I was studying. I still went to college by train. I've always gone everywhere by train, by plane. I didn't go to school and college by bullock carter. And the mobile also came in Manmohan Singh ji's time only. So I am not in some, that 70 saal mein kuch nahi hua, jo hua 11 saal mein ho. Not at all. Plenty has happened then and plenty is now. And let me tell you an eye-opener, which I told the Honorable Prime Minister and Jai Shankar ji when I came back from Operation Sindhu. There were 4 leaders internationally. Every day they asked about, every day, all 11 days. First was Mahatma Gandhi, second was Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, third was Indira ji, and then Modi ji. So these are 4 names internationally people just talk about, they respect it.
So you can't wish away the popularity.
Of course you can't
Mr.
internationally. No, facts cannot change, no?
But Supriya, one thing I want to ask you is that Bade Sahab has got an excellent personal equation with Modi ji from the time when Modi was the Chief Minister of Gujarat and subsequently also. And Modi has gone on record saying in a public function in Pune that he has held the finger of Sharad Pawar and then learned politics at his feet. And Modi even conferred the highest civilian order award of Padma Vibhushan on second highest, this one on Pawar Sahab. With this kind of an excellent personal equation, how come politically and also so much so, you even formed government with Devendra Fadnavis and then Ajit Dada, the short-lived government in Maharashtra.
That is not our decision.
No, but then it was said that it was with the full knowledge of Sharad Pawar.
Who says so?
Devendra Fadnavis has gone on record.
I am willing to call him to Free Press Journal. He and I will have a debate on it. I am saying this in camera. I am happy to debate it with him with data. I can say anything tomorrow. I will say I am Queen of Sheba. Does that make me Queen of Sheba? Of course not. And I am willing to call him to Free Press Journal. I will also come. At his time, the day he says, the time he says, data driven, we can have a data driven thing that he says that. So and logically tell me, if that was the case, why would we change it? Why would we go through those 36 hours which were like a exciting movie?
There's a question being asked. Why?
Yeah, because you're only hearing one side of the story. You're not hearing this side of the story.
But the thing is, the fact is that it was Devendra Fadnavis, who's much junior politically to Pawar Sahab. He played the role of Chanakya. He split the Shiv Sena, then he split your party, and then he was able to bring down the government and form his own government, win the elections and all that. How come that, your party, especially Pawar Sahab, has got such a politically strong antenna? He had no clue about what's happening in Maharashtra.
If I had agencies even, I would have done it, but I don't believe in that politics. I don't believe in politics of agencies. Okay. I am very moralistic. I may not be as successful as them at the end of my life.
But can you just elaborate on the agencies thing, what you're saying? Can you elaborate a bit?
Everybody knows what the agencies are. You're far more senior and smarter than I am. So if you use agencies to do things, I would not do it. I would never do it. Even if I don't succeed, for me morality is far more important than success, which is ill-gotten. Copy करके कोई भी पास हो सकता है. पढ़ाई करके पास होने में ज़्यादा मजा है.
It's true. So very true.
So talking about the split in the parties, of course in Maharashtra, I mean look at how the political landscape has changed, right? I mean 2 strong regional parties have been split down the middle. But I notice, and correct me if I'm wrong, that the hostilities are not as stark in your factions, even though now you're saying it just, I mean, there's no doubt that Uddhav Thackeray and Eknath Shinde cannot see eye to eye. Their statements are completely against each other, even Aditya Thackeray and Shrikant Shinde. But I don't find you using, I mean, now maybe you've said, but you've also very politely, very, euphemistic way said it. But even your father against Ajit Pawar or Ajit Pawar against you, I don't see
Ajit
that
Pawar
sort
said
of...
a lot against me. A lot in Lok Sabha.
But would you agree that, somewhere in your family is unite and, it's not as if, it seems as if you've kept family above politics.
He openly prevented you from speaking in front of the cameras.
It's Congress culture. We are made like this. We are absolutely made like this. I have more friends in the BJP than Ajit Pawar has. We may be politically different, but personal relations, I have far more friends there than he does. He is an ally. I am an opponent. But I have far more friends. Because in a mature democracy, personal relationships have nothing to do with your ideology. So what if you have different ideologies?
But the party is coming back together. What are the chances,
Only
possibilities
time will
that
tell.
you
I
see?
have no answers for that right now. And it's politics. It makes strange bedfellows.
Yeah, because
So-
Vala and I were discussing that how your political capital has depleted. Doesn't that worry you? That your cadre is separated?
This is life. So what? You have to take it.
You want to rebuild there, or you would rather work on a merger, reuniting
I'm
the
okay
factions?
where I am. And I am by nature not a very ambitious person. कि मुझे भी ये ब्रिज बांधना है, मुझे भी ये करना है, I want to be in power. Power doesn't attract me as much as it attracts some people. I am happy. I am trained in the opposition. So I feel nothing wrong in being in the opposition at all. Or I don't feel that, oh my God, my whole career will go in opposition. So what's wrong here? For me, my credibility matters more than power. So if people think that, yeah, ठीक है, ये लड़की ठीक है, I'm much happier than having lal batti. That's what, rather than making Hindi compulsory, they should make it a dowry-free state. If I was taking a decision, I would take that as high priority of my government.
So coming to that language row, I mean, it was many would say it's Devendra Fadnavis's master stroke, because he took the sting out of the matter by withdrawing the three-language compulsory part of it. I want to ask you, what is NCP's position in this whole language debate? I mean, only yesterday you had these terrible instances again of people being slapped for not speaking
First of all,
Marathi.
withdrawing, I don't think it's strategic. It's a U-turn of a decision. If I as a leader and authority have to take a decision back, that doesn't make me a superstar. That actually shows me that I took a decision for my people which was not correct and my people did not want it. So it's not a master stroke for me.
Okay.
Because it's a decision I have taken as a competent authority of the state, and if I have to withdraw it, that means something is wrong in it, buddy. It's not a master stroke at all.
But where do you stand on this language
Mr.
issue?
Pawar has made it clear, we don't want it. I'm an ICSE product. There are 3 languages after the 5th, and if it's Gujarat is not doing it, then why are we doing it? Tamil Nadu is not doing it, why are we doing it? Leave things alone, don't get into everything that is there. Something state has to have its own pride and its own thinking. They are big brother, but big brother doesn't mean they're going to root. Then what is cooperative federalism all about? If we have cooperative, we'll take our own decisions. Government is there to help, not interfere in my state. Why any state for that matter? No government should interfere in any state. Then it's an emergency.
The Maratha pride issue.
Every state has its
which
pride.
there is a tussle among parties to sort of appropriate that. Is that what you also want?
Especially this slapping of shopkeepers because they are not speaking
No, that
Marathi.
is not acceptable. A slapping of anything is objectionable to me, anybody. You can request people. I am against any party, even if my party did it, I'd be most upset. First they won't do it and they did it, I'd be devastated. I'll be so upset and hurt. Because I think hurting somebody is not acceptable. Just not. And the whole point is if he's not speaking it, you can walk up to him and say, "Arey, why don't you learn 2-3 words of Marathi? You're living here, be happy." And I feel every language has to be respected. Somebody doesn't speak it, be gentle, give him a nice book to read it and to learn it. There are 100 nicer ways of communicating the same way. And YB Chavan Sahib's first speech when Maharashtra state is born, your poster is right here, on that day when he spoke, he said, whoever lives in Maharashtra is a Marathi manus. He said this in Marathi. Jo manus Maharashtrat rato, to Marathi manus. And then of course language takes pride. You go to, I always, when I meet my friends in Chennai or even if I meet them in Delhi, all my DMK friends, I'll always say Vanakkam. It's a happy, it connects from the heart. You meet your, my friend Raja Waring, he's a Punjab MP. I'll always say Bale Bale Bhai, Sardar kya ho raha hai. It's an emotional connect. We have so much pride that India is so diverse.
So very true.
That we have so many languages, so much in food, so many in sarees. That's the beauty of this country's diversity. Even Harvard wants diversity in their classes, all the big Ivy League colleges today. So diversity is a game changer because it brings different people to come together, think differently, and different bright minds come together to think and something good coming out of it. So I think we all need to open our minds. I'm very proud of my state, by the way, and I'm highly competitive by nature. So even if Devendra Fadnavis is the chief minister and in Delhi I see UP getting something more, it upsets me very much. UP mein ye ja raha hai, fir Maharashtra mein kyun nahi aa raha hai? It doesn't matter to me whether Devendra Fadnavis is going to get credit or not. It's my state. That's where I come from. That's where I belong. These are my roots. I have great pride in my roots, but that doesn't mean I have to hate UP or hate just to want something. That doesn't mean you have to reject something. We can all coexist.
Yeah, talking about withdrawing, taking a U-turn, there's another U-turn of sorts with so many women now being taken off Ladki Behan. Over 2,000 women, you know, based on again their annual. So, what I'm wanting to ask you is, your party is in opposition in Maharashtra. What is it going to do about this?
That's not a U-turn. That's a decision.
Mismanagement.
Huh? No, it was not mismanagement. It was strategic done for election. Because clearly, I mean, they're saying government employees, you know, this day and age of technology, when even if you put one thing wrong, your form gets rejected for a school admission. For a NEET exam, there are mistakes. You fill for a passport, you are rejected. Any government scheme, you fill a form, and when you don't, if there's one mistake made, even at Sydenham College form, your form is automatically rejected. So much efficiency the government shows. How only in Ladli Behna they've made so many mistakes? I mean, think about it. I mean, you want to live in a bubble, I don't live in a bubble. I am very realistic. Election year, Ladli Bahin Yojana, they killed it by sending it. And now there are those poor sweet women who filled their form innocently are just being removed every day, which is so unfair. It will come back again in 28 or 29, whenever they want to have election. So unfortunate. And which is, what is surprising to me is, Honorable Prime Minister always spoke against Revdis. He's made speeches on it.
Yeah.
So when the Prime Minister's vision doesn't say Revdis, he speaks against them. His own government in Maharashtra does it. So that is very surprising to me, that how come the Prime Minister allowed them to do this? Because he doesn't think is what we are made to understand in his speeches in Parliament.
Supriya, the RSS General Secretary, Bhosbale, openly demanded that the words secular and social should be dropped from the preamble, because he said this was not there in the constitution framed by Dr. Baba Sahib. So Congress has interpolated these two words, so they should be deleted. What is your take on this?
You know, to be honest, Arun Jaitley ji used to always say that आप लोग दिखाना बंद कर दिए, ये लोग बोलना बंद करेंगे. This was Arun ji's statement. I can never forget in my head. So every time somebody says something, do we really need to react and tell? It's there. What is there to debate and discuss it? It's here to stay. But now he has said something, television is showing it, so we are discussing. अरे किसको पता नहीं होता तो ये थोड़ा gone, nobody would have even known he said it.
A lot of it is posturing and
Possible,
staying
but they
relevant.
have that right to do it. I mean, it's okay. Yeah, if you had not shown it, how channels would have not shown it, किसको पता भी नहीं चलता आप क्या बोले. So sometimes, and you know, every battle you don't have to waste your energy on, because we are very clear, and I think this government also अब की बार 400 बार बदलेंगे संविधान. I think they've figured it out. I don't have to say more about it after the Lok Sabha result.
Rahul Gandhi has been repeatedly alleging that the last assembly elections in Maharashtra were rigged. Lakhs of voters were added, and he said the election commission is not transparent, blah blah. It's a very, very serious allegation. What is your party's take on this?
I am a victim of all this system. Look at the way our party was broken. We had to go to court. All our case is still pending. My papers are all right. Party should have legally gone to Sharad Pawar, but it's gone somewhere else. So on this system, sometimes you have to just fight a system. You don't necessarily win it, but if you think you're in the right, you should never give up your fight, even if you're going to lose it. Doesn't matter.
No, but are you saying that the elections were manipulated?
I have no idea. I don't have hard data to prove it. But when the election commission called Rahul ji, I would think that he would go there to meet them, because they've given him an open offer that please come and meet us and discuss it. So, and I'm a big one for dialogue. So I think everybody must have dialogue with each other. Dialogue breaking is a bad idea.
So
in any democracy, you must have
you feel
dialogue.
that Rahul should go to the election commission?
If they've given him an open offer to come, of course, why not? I would have gone.
Okay.
Because I would go with data and say, boss, this is what my data is saying, and even some Nagpur data which I think the Honorable CM has given out. Somebody's challenged that data. I just read it yesterday.
Yeah.
So there has been some grey area there.
There's another bit of data which has come about, farmer suicides. I know this is one of your flagship issues which you speak very passionately in Parliament as well. 787 in last 3 months. I mean, that is such a pathetic figure to have for a state like Maharashtra.
For any state for that matter.
For any state for that matter. But where are we failing, and what are our parliamentarians like you doing about it?
See, the whole point is that it gets into the numbers game when we criticize. BJP said, "Aapke time mein hua itne time." I stand a little different on this. Whoever's government, whether it's there or ours, even if one farmer suicide is there, it's something we need to correct. And I take ownership of all this, even which happened in our time or now in their time. The point is that this government was going to write off a loan, is what the Honorable CM said in his speech, which is on record, and said ki once we come to power, sir, sakat karza maafi karu. Now he's saying at the right time. Now when the right time is going to come, whether it's going to be in June of 29, I don't know. I don't have that answer, because that answer only he knows. And the other major point is that this government is not serious about agriculture. They are not serious about many things. They only love big ticket infrastructure projects. 10,000 crore ki metro, 20,000 crore ka ye, 80,000 crore ka rasta. This government gets very excited by all these kind of things, which actually are hurting the economy of the state. Look at Maharashtra as an example. There are two grey areas, they are not grey areas, they are red flags if you ask me. Because government of Maharashtra's finance ministry has raised them to the cabinet, in their cabinet note. What does the cabinet note say? That the loan taken for this 82,000 crore road, first of all, you don't need the road is what the note says. And if there is already a road, you can make it one more lane extra. It doesn't need a new road, one. This is the government's line, not mine. Second is the loan taken is at 8.85% when actually you can raise money at 6.35%. So this 2.5% for what we are paying extra, I have no idea. This another thing, that this road is so expensive that 22% of the loan that is taken will 22% of the budget of Maharashtra will be only going back in repaying this loan. Now, do we really need this in a state which doesn't have good schools everywhere, doesn't have basic panan rastas which are infrastructure, irrigation needs attention.
You are referring to the Shaktipeeth project?
Shaktipeeth project, absolutely. And these objections are not only mine. I have not created these. This is facts which has come in the cabinet note by the finance ministry. So if finance ministry is telling the cabinet that please don't do this, this is the crisis we are going to be, and government is still going ahead with it, isn't it alarming? It's a huge red flag. I'm going to raise this in parliament. I want the Honorable Prime Minister to know, भैया जिस राज्य में आपकी सरकार है, भैया सोचिए, tell them what to do, and if they don't have the money and they want to do the project, Government of India has so much money. Nirmala ji constantly says, record GST collection, give that GST collection to Maharashtra. We have no problem. We don't want to be a debt-driven state. You know, it's one of the finest states, but you know the debt of this state right now.
Do you think there are more women parliamentarians required, to bring or raise these issues? Women are more intuitive about these issues. Or you feel, no, let me finish my question. I was coming from another place. No, I mean, I was coming to the point of representation actually. I wanted to know that why is it that we do not have enough representation? Why doesn't NCP give more tickets to women? Why isn't it addressed at the party level?
You should ask this question to BJP when you meet them next or interview them next. We unanimously have passed the Mahila Arakshan bill.
No, but at the party level, you would have enough sway, you hold sway in the party to give tickets to women.
If we have supported a bill for women's reservation, if they do it, they should have done it now in 24. Hadbadi mein we had such a big session. We went in August when there was no session. We were all called from the entire country. 5 days we stayed, we debated, we supported the government, we passed it unanimously. So then if it's passed in government, why is it not implemented? So karo, we'll be more than happy.
Yeah, but at the party level and the ticket distribution level, are there any constraints that you face?
No, there are no constraints. For Lok Sabha, it becomes an issue because sometimes women say it's a large constituency things, but if the reservation comes compulsory, every party will have to do it. But only one leader who does it pan-India and does it extraordinarily well is Mamta Didi. Yeah, Mamta Didi always does it, and she has amazing women parliamentarians, but she has a great team only. Her men and women both speak extraordinarily well, be it DMK, be it Trinamool Congress, even SAPA. SAPA's entire new team in parliament is doing extraordinarily well. They're very nice faces, speak very well, very articulate, not that screaming and shouting which you see, not at all. That only comes from one side. Our side is very decorum.
Two mega projects which would have changed the face of Maharashtra. One is the Nana refinery of Aramco and the Jaitapur atomic project. Together they would have brought in about more than $7 billion into Maharashtra. Don't you think it's a matter of disgrace that we are not able to have these projects retained in our state?
You have to ask this comment to the government of the time. in the center and here. They've been here 7.5 years and they're 11 years. I see no reason why they've not been able to have dialogue, push it. If there is, I mean, they could have changed locations. They could have done so many things. And they have complete power. Sarpanch to Prime Minister, President of India, pura unhi ka hai. To karo. Why have they not been able to swing it?
Maharashtra is losing big time.
Yeah, but that the leadership has to take ownership of it now. I'm not in that position of think. All I can do is talk in parliament about it, raise issues concerning my state. You'd be surprised to know that there's a system which I've requested. I don't know if CM will do it or not. The last 2 times he hasn't done it. Every parliament session there's a tradition that 1 week before the session, all the MPs are invited by the Honourable Chief Minister. We're given a booklet.
Yeah, that's right.
And we have done a full briefing of what, and we have to raise issues, what we want government to raise.
True.
And then they tell us, next 1 month you have to raise these issues. They've not called us for the last 2 sessions. Since this government has come to power, they've not called all MPs. They've not even told us, and we are asking कि भैया हम बताओ महाराष्ट्र सरकार के क्या issues pending है. We 48 together will go. But zero response from the government. Zero. I mean, how sad is that? Here we are willing to assist the government. We are willing to follow up. We are willing to do things. Government is showing no interest in it. It's very unfortunate.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate Devendra Fadnavis?
How am I to rate him?
I think you should use these cards. Now we are going to play a little game with Supriya. We are going to, Vala, you take 3.
This is so easy. So
I know,
like to play.
but this is according to Supriya Sule. You have to ask her which one. According to, just put the card out for her. I will ask the question.
I'll now have to wear my glasses.
So now, according to Supriya Sule, who's the future CM?
Clearly
face?
Rohit.
Okay. Next. The better leader.
Rahul Gandhi.
I think we are asking very predictable questions.
You are.
This one?
You are. Left.
Really?
Yeah, I like Aditya. He's a very nice
Okay, by
urban
the
boy
way,
with a heart.
We had Shrikant coming to the show last time and he said Supriya is a great friend.
So is, yes, of course he is. So I'm
you
nice to
still-
everybody there.
but still
I've
you feel the
chosen.
future leader is Aditya.
Listen, here I've chosen between brother and nephew. So it's a tough one, but I chose one.
I think he considers you a friend. You still have
Of course,
reservations.
not at all. I have no reservation. I told you on this camera, I am very friendly with Anurag Thakur and Nishikant Dubey.
Yeah.
So why, if I've sent it on your record, so why would I? Shrikant is a sweet. He's so much younger than me. He's my
Yeah,
like a baby to me.
but any day you prefer Aditya Thackeray.
He's my ally. Hello. Obviously.
Okay.
I'm never confused about that. Work is in one place, but your personal relationships. I debate Anurag Thakur hundreds of times. I debate all of them. Sanjay Jaiswal, the Bihar head, is a very dear friend of mine. But when he and me argue, you should see the way he heckles me. But after that, we're having lunch together. But that doesn't mean that
Do you
anywhere.
get it from your father? Because Mr. Pawar has that quality.
It's not
where
only
he
my
has-
father, it's Maharashtra's culture which has gone somewhere else now. This was YB Chavan's legacy which my father has carried on his shoulders very well, and that's the legacy.
One question I've been always wanted to ask you. You started off as the daughter of Sharad Pawar. Over a period of time, do you think that you have grown in political stature to have be a political entity in your individual capacity?
I'm not looking for it. I'm happy being Sharad Pawar's daughter. Why should I not be?
You're still in the shadows.
Supriya Sule's politics and Sharad Pawar's politics is very different. We are different by nature. We are made differently. And he has never forced his legacy onto me ever.
Okay.
If he did, I'd be crying buckets to the pillow just now. At my age, he was CM 4 times. What should I do? Then cry every day that I never became. Aisa nahi hota. I'm a parliamentarian. For me, policy making is my core strength. I do well in. You give me a bill and tell me speak for it or for opposite. Within 1 hour, I'll convince you either way. That's my core strength is policy. Sharad Pawar's core strength is different. My
So
core
can
strength
I-
and interests are different.
Yes,
That's very interesting.
I know it
and
is
he's let
interesting,
me
Bala,
be,
but let
and
me-
I'm also okay. Yeah,
Let me tell you, this can also be interpreted as a lack of that hunger. I mean, look at the BJP. They want to win every single
I don't have
election
that
at
hunger.
every local level. So what is the future of India Alliance with leaders like you who are not interested in power? We are happy. Then where does your party go? Where does India Alliance go if
मैं
everybody
copy
adopts
करके
that?
पास नहीं होगी. I would never do that. Somebody has to talk about values. If you allow copying and winning and you think that's a win, good for you. I'm moralistic. I followed Mahatma Gandhi. पीछे रहूंगी लेकिन झूठ फरेब करके पास नहीं होंगी. Mahatma Gandhi had all the power in the world. And if I didn't have that power, you would not waste your time interviewing me even if I'm in the opposition.
The other side has only won by jhoot fareb.
Of course. So much
You're
there
very
is.
clear about that.
I'm never, by the way, please get one thing right about me. I'm never confused even at sari shop. So I'm never confused. By nature, I'm not a confused girl. I know exactly.
You're saying there hasn't been a fair game. Let me put it
No, I'm not talking about this election. I'm not talking about this elections particularly. The way the Indian electioneering has changed, not just in election, but the way agencies are used, is data speaks louder than words. I don't have to say that you used YouTube. It is obvious. जिसके खिलाफ मैं आज बोल रही हूँ तुम पैसा खा रहे हो, दूसरे दिन वो इनके सरकार में मंत्री बन रहा है. I mean, you don't need to be super intelligent for that. It's evident, and I am very data driven.
Why is the public not getting it? Why are they being voted back to power? Will be a fair question.
But that's something we have to introspect ourselves all the time, because a lot of times they have taken away a lot of our talent, our everything on their side. Please look at the BJP today. It's Congressikaran. You go into assembly tomorrow, look up. अरे ये तो कांग्रेस का है, तो कांग्रेस का है, तो कांग्रेस का है. वही कांग्रेस वाले भरे. And India rejected Congress for the new change they wanted. Change has not happened. The same people are there. Look at my own constituency. My MLAs are all ex-Congress with Kamal right now. Same Congress boys, same in BJP.
How was the fight with Sunetra? How did you
For me personally, it was very difficult because I'm a very emotional person. मैं सिर्फ दिमाग से नहीं खेलती. I have still not become clinical in politics, and I don't want to become clinical. मैं दिल से भी सोचती हूँ. I'm a good Indian. I'm not clinical कि ये जीतेगा तो ही no, थोड़ा दिल से करना चाहिए. We are political leaders यार. We can't be clinical. Win. क्या करोगे? 10 मंत्रियों के नाम बनाओ महाराष्ट्र सरकार के. चलो, you're a journo, no? Tell me 10 names. See?
So
mantri, no, it's not offhand. It's not challenging. If they are mantris and they think they are doing great well, tell me 10 ministers' names offhand like this and tell me 5 good works they have done. What's the point of being a minister in a government? For naam ke liye you will be a minister. What's the point? What is your contribution? Then we are better off in the opposition. We are far more contributing than they are. That doesn't mean hunger. We have far more hunger because we have to work harder than them. Because we don't have a sugar daddy sitting there who is running the system for us. We have to do it ourselves.
Election is never the first most important.
Of course it is. Otherwise, how will I get there into parliament? Of course I have to win my election. But not by hook or crook, by working hard. I don't need a sugar daddy to sit there and say कि ये करेगा, ये करेगा. I don't even know what's happening in my election. I don't operate like that. I micromanage my election.
So tell me one thing, what were the political implications of Uddhav and Raj coming together?
Well, I think it's wonderful. Why not? Any faction which is a way which gets together for a larger good of the state and it's going to help my state, we should do it.
So that's the flavor of the season, the cousins reuniting.
You never know. You never know. Just because it happens one way. शाहरुख खान की एक पिक्चर हिट होती है मतलब दूसरी होगी कि नहीं पता नहीं ना. वो तो वक्त ही बताएगा.
No, but I was asking about the cousins coming together.
That's what I told you. Shah Rukh Khan's movie is a hit. Doesn't mean the next one also. If the Shah Rukh Kajal movie hit, next one will hit. That only Karan Johar will decide and public will decide. I can't decide.
We should conclude on the lighter note by asking you, according
These
to
are so easy.
Supriya Sule, which is better, Delhi food or Maharashtrian? But you can
I'm a foodie. I eat everything. I eat both.
You prefer both?
Yeah, both. I'm very clear.
There's no one over the other.
Never. महाराष्ट्र है तो दिल्ली रहेगी हमेशा. लेकिन महाराष्ट्र रहना चाहिए उसके लिए. That is more important.
This is the last one.
Farmers' welfare is connected to technology. As a matter of fact, if you remember, just now Microsoft has just tweeted about it. So agriculture with AI is what Baramati is all about.
Is there any new initiative that you?
We are just working on it. As a matter of fact, the first AI lab for agriculture is in Baramati in the country, and Satya Nadal tweeted about it. Elon Musk retweeted it. So we are very advancedly working on AI in agriculture, and I hope we'll give some very, very good results in it. It's Mr. Pawar's new baby right now.
You must go to Baramati and report this. It's something revolutionary which is happening.
Yeah, it's a lot of, I mean, it's very, very, Mr. Pawar is he's like a child literally in a toy shop, because he's just having the time of his life doing all this, and AI is giving a lot of very good results, and we are tied up with Oxford, Microsoft and Baramati is working together. Now we've even got the Washington DC University which is working with us on all our research. So we are growing in a big way.
Supriya, we are such a beautiful state in Maharashtra, beautiful, wonderful people, hard working on this. But
Indians are all like that.
Yeah, but barring the Mumbai, Thane, Pune, Pumpri, Chinswad belt and Baramati and bit of
Aurangabad,
bit of Aurangabad, the rest
well.
of Maharashtra is as backward as Bihar.
No, that's not true. That's not true at all.
In terms of infrastructure, water, still we are not getting, people are getting water by the tankers and all the way.
No, water is going to be a huge issue, which is something, as a matter of fact, my uncle spoke 30 years ago, and I mean, I never thought that it would reach here. Urbanization has cost us huge, and water is going to be a big problem. Even Jal Jeevan Mission, I was a big one for it when it first came, and I must thank, again you will think, but I like what C.R. Patil ji did. When I told him that there is corruption in Jal Jeevan Mission, he ordered an inquiry and he stopped the work, which I am very grateful to him about.
We have a story today on the front page about Jal Jeevan.
I know that. So JJM is a flagship program bought in with very good intention by the government, but the states have not done a good job, and I say this with a lot of pain because I fought a lot for it. MVA was in power and we used to really push. From Gajendra Singh ji was the minister in the center and Uddhav ji was the CM here, and we worked very, very hard to make sure that all the money was matched from here to make it a success, because we saw the value in it. I keep saying this, that the intent of every government, including the Congress, has been good. ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि 70 साल में कुछ नहीं हुआ. There are implementing challenges, and Jal Jeevan Mission is one of the programs which has unfortunately not done as well as we should have all worked for the money that has put. And it's not our money, was everybody's taxpayers' money that's sitting in this room today. So it's very painful when such things happen, and I thank C.R. Patil ji, because all the complaints that we have given about JJM, he has stopped every work and he's ordered an inquiry. So we hope something good comes out of it.
Let's hope so.
We wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Supriya.
Thank you.